The golden age of America begins right now.
1 year into President Trump's second term, what is the state of our union? The president says,
We're doing a job like nobody's ever seen before.
Is that the truth? In this video, we'll give grades for his first year, starting with an A, which he deserves just for being so accessible.
We had very, very good talks today.
Trump takes questions all the time, unlike his predecessor.
As a gift to the press, will you please talk to us? Mr. President, President Biden! Please, we haven't heard from you all trip! Mr. President!
Well, Biden did answer some questions.
Mr. President, what did you order?
Chocolate chip.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa, said the media.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you so much.
Being accessible is a good thing in a president. But sometimes Trump is just horrible.
Quiet.
The president deserves an F for needless bullying.
Are you stupid? Are you a stupid person?
Trump also deserves an F for absurd bragging, saying things like, I cut drug prices.
By as much as 400, 500, and even 600%.
It's just dumb. Had he cut prices just 100%, drugs would be free.
Another major focus is the cost of energy.
But Trump deserves an A for ending Biden's self-destructive anti-energy policies.
Within the next 12 months, we will have opened 1,600 new electrical generating plants.
And I'm relieved that the president did not fulfill my worst fear.
It's official. Donald Trump is a dictator.
Lots of people said he'd be one. But the good news is that Trump does respond to public opinion. After ICE brutality in Minnesota, the president pulled back.
Maybe we can use a little bit of a softer touch.
And when courts rule against Trump, he obeys. I worried that he wouldn't.
No kings! No dictators!
The No Kings protesters and other Trump haters
He's sick. He is really, genuinely a sick person.
should at least acknowledge that we wouldn't be able to criticize him like this if he actually were a dictator.
He is moving toward making the United States an authoritarian regime in his own image.
And for all the complaints about Trump's authoritarianism, America has seen it before from both parties.
Both Nixon and LBJ, in terms of new bombing campaigns, in terms of ignoring Congress, in terms of foreign policy, I think we could say both of those presidents were significantly worse.
Ryan McMaken of the Mises Institute points out lots of presidents act like tyrants.
FDR, through executive order, destroyed the gold standard. That's just by the stroke of a pen, impoverished many Americans, stole Americans' gold. This was one of the worst economic crimes in American history. Could Trump get away with that sort of thing? Even if he tried, I don't think he could get away with it.
Trump deserves a good grade for what he says about regulation.
We have regulations that are so old and nobody uses them, but they stymied a lot of production, a lot of jobs.
That attitude makes a huge difference.
How painful it was each and every day under the Biden administration to look at what new crazy proposal was being put into place.
Business people say Trump lifted our economy just by telling bureaucrats to chill.
Just gives you so much energy as an entrepreneur to go back and build your damn business.
That's probably the best part of his administration right now. Let's give him something above average, B-.
Not an A, because government still has too much red tape, and it's still too big.
I have created the brand new Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE.
Your money is being wasted, and the Department of Government Efficiency is going to fix that.
They tried, but they didn't fix most of it. And Trump hasn't cut spending.
Remember, they were talking about cutting $1 trillion, and we ended up with about 20 or 30 billion. That's nothing, especially when you look at how government spending
better than
increased
growing
overall.
it more.
Except that overall federal spending has only increased.
President Trump signed a sprawling spending package into law.
It's a lot of stuff, but it's signed.
Trump had made promises about cutting America's debt.
$36 trillion. We will start reducing that.
But he hasn't. He's almost as bad as Biden. And Biden was totally irresponsible.
I got them $1.9 trillion relief so far.
I would give him the same grade I gave Joe Biden, and I would be a D. You should want to see significant cuts in the national debt.
Why doesn't it ever happen.
It's popular to say, oh, we're going to cut government spending overall. When you start asking the voters, okay, where should we cut? Should we cut Social Security? They always say no. Should we cut Medicare? They always say no. Should we cut defense spending?
That's where most of the money is.
Exactly. Those are the big programs where most of the money goes, and increasingly there's money going to things like Medicaid and some smaller programs, but there's just not enough spending to be had in those areas. And even then, a lot of those smaller programs, they're popular too.
I wonder what grade you would give
Trump was asked how he'd grade himself on the economy.
A plus.
A plus.
Yeah, A plus, 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 plus.
Did Trump get an A+++ on the economy? I would say clearly not. I think we have to give him maybe a D+ on that.
The Dow Jones Industrial Average has crossed over 50,000 points for the first time ever.
The stock market has set records, but unemployment is up, and the president pushes crony capitalism, having government take part ownership of companies.
We do a lot of deals like that. I'll do more of them.
And saying ignorant things about trade.
We're going to charge them 46% tariff.
Them is us. Tariffs are mostly paid by Americans. Now the Supreme Court has shut down some of his tariffs.
But it doesn't matter because we have very powerful alternatives that have been approved by this decision.
Finally, immigration.
The Biden administration says that illegal border crossings are nearing the highest level in 20 years.
The president deserves a big A for restoring order at the border.
DHS touting the lowest number of illegal border crossings since 1970.
But Trump deserves a D for the brutality of his deportation campaign.
Agents wait 14 seconds. Then blow out the bedroom window.
I do have issues with maybe the way that he has conducted the attempts at deportations.
Seems needlessly cruel.
And the fact that it affects American citizens who are living in these places.
Finally, McMaken says another problem is that most of Trump's good changes come through executive orders, not by persuading his Republican Congress to change law.
We're going to find out how problematic that is when the next president comes in, who could very well be a Democrat, and they can reverse all of that.
So grade on immigration?
Hey, E for effort, but in terms of actual lasting solutions, yet another C for this guy.
President Trump's done a lot of good and a lot of bad. Some of what he's done is so unpopular that now Democrats are winning Republican districts. President Trump has 3 years to turn things around. I sure hope he will.
Please share and like this video. That helps us out. And if you want to help us make more of these, click that button.